This happened to me about a year ago. Final exams were just around the corner, and I was seriously behind on my preparation. Normally, our school library closed at 5 p.m., but because of exams, the administration decided to keep it open until midnight so students could study in peace. Since my house was close to school, I preferred studying in the quiet library rather than at home. It was calm, silent, perfect for focusing. That evening, I left home at 6 p.m. and reached the library shortly after. I got completely absorbed in my books. Time flew by without me realizing it. When I finally glanced at the clock, it was 10 p.m. I had never stayed that late before. Usually, I'd leave around 8 p.m., and even then, there would still be a few students around. But at 10, the library was dead silent. Not a single sound. I only had about 10 or 15 minutes of work left, so I decided to finish quickly and head home. That's when I heard it. The faint sound of someone limping, a slow, dragging step. At first, I thought maybe another student was still there, but the sound didn't feel normal. It echoed strangely through the library. My heart started racing. Without thinking, I grabbed my books and rushed out. Outside the library was a long corridor. At the very end, you turn right, and there's the main exit. I walked quickly down the corridor, trying to ignore the uneasy feeling creeping up my spine. Then I saw her, a woman standing at the very end of the corridor. She was completely still. I didn't recognize her. She didn't look like a teacher. The closer I got, the more uncomfortable I felt. Something about her presence felt wrong. "Who's there?" I called out. The moment I said it, she vanished. Just like that. Gone. I stood there, frozen, trying to convince myself I was imagining things. After a few seconds, I let out a shaky breath and hurried out the main door. I was exhausted and starving, barely able to walk straight, but something else felt strange. The street was completely empty. This street is usually busy, even at night. There are always people around. But that night, nothing. Not a single soul. Panic began rising in my chest. I kept my head down and walked faster. I was almost home when I noticed something on the ground. A shadow, stretching toward me. But there was no one around. Slowly, I lifted my head. A woman was walking ahead of me. The same woman. She moved strangely, like she was injured. Her hands and feet looked twisted, unnatural. Her hair was messy, covering parts of her face. Every instinct in my body screamed at me not to go closer. I stopped walking. I couldn't even bring myself to overtake her. Suddenly, she turned around. Her eyes locked onto mine. My body went numb. I couldn't speak. I couldn't move. Then she asked me in a broken voice, "Have you seen my daughter?" My mind went blank. I didn't know what to say. Terrified, I pointed somewhere far down the street. "She's over there." I just wanted her to leave. She slowly limped toward where I pointed. She walked farther and farther until she disappeared into the darkness. That's when I ran, as fast as I could. I didn't care where I was going. I just needed to find someone, anyone who could help me. Then, from far away, I heard her scream, "She is here!" After that, everything went black. When I woke up, I was in my house. My neighbor had found me unconscious on the street and carried me home. Later, I learned something that made my blood run cold. In 1998, a 32-year-old woman named Agatha had a 10-year-old daughter who studied at Eden Hill School. One day, while playing with friends, the little girl had a tragic accident and died. Agatha couldn't handle the loss. Not long after, she took her own life. Since then, people claim to have seen her wandering around Eden Hill School and the nearby streets, always searching, always asking the same question, "Have you seen my daughter?" And maybe she's still looking. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to comment and subscribe for more creepy tales. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe.